Morning, bitches, and welcome to another episode of Random Shit with Kyle. I am obviously your host, Kyle. What up? So good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good whatever the hell you're listening to this. I hope that you're having a wonderful drive to work or sit at home or whatever, feeling all the things, doing all the things. On today's episode, we are going to do a little icebreaker thing for you to get to know me and for me to get to know you. I'm still working on how you can communicate with me, but we'll figure that out. Comments, especially on a YouTube video. I want to know all the things. On TikToks, all the things. On all the socials, all the platforms. Anywho! Alright, so this is episode 2 for all of those 2.5 people that are following along. Again, disclaimer, if you don't like the cussing, bye. Have a great life. And if you don't like the LGBTQIA people, again, this is probably not the podcast for you. But, if you do, then welcome in. Glad you're here. Okay, so we're going to kick this off with some icebreakers that are a little bit funny and random, and then we'll probably work in some real icebreakers. I just thought it'd be fun. So the first one that I found was, do you consider yourself a lemon or a lime, and why? I feel like I am like a really big lime, and I say that because I'm not quite as bitchy and tart as a lemon, but I definitely still am, but I feel bigger than a little lime. I also go really well with tequila, so that feels accurate. I feel like I am a large lime. I also like green more than yellow, so it just feels better. But it has to be a big one. I don't know, more juice? Who knows? I definitely feel more voluptuous, though. So, a big lime. That's what I'm going to go with. But what do you think? Do you think I'm a lemon? Do you think I'm a big lemon? Do you think I'm a small lemon? Do you think I'm a tart lemon? Are there any lemons that aren't tart? Let's be real. I feel like they're all tart. Speaking of freaking lemons, though, have you seen that video? That's going around TikTok and Instagram and Reels and God only knows where else. But it's that chick, they're doing lemon shots, and it's this guy and this girl, and they both cheers, woohoo, we're doing a lemon shot. And he takes it and it's gross, whatever. He figures his life out though. But she takes it and she literally stops living for a few minutes, and you can see it, and she's just trying so hard to swallow this lemon juice and can't, and it just comes dribbling out her mouth, and she's literally dying. It's the funniest thing. You should look it up. You've got to be able to find it if you haven't found it yet. It's hilarious. I watched it 302 times. It's worth your time. Okay, the next one is, what is your superpower? Damn. If I had a superpower, I feel like I'd want all of them. Obviously, that's kind of how that works, isn't it? That's why you get one. Wow. What a revolutionary concept. Anyways, God, I feel like I'd really want to fly. And I know that sounds cliche, whatever. I don't want to be Superman. I just really want to fly. I've always had dreams about flying. When I was a kid, I had these dreams where I could jump and kind of flap my arms, and I would get higher and higher and higher, and I would fly around, and when I woke up I would swear that was real life. I could feel it. I could feel the weightlessness. Is that the word? Weightlessness. I think so. Wow. Anyways, I could swear that I could feel that, and that was always really fun. So yeah, I think that I would like to fly. I think that it would be really fun to be able to get places a little bit faster and in a completely different way. I don't want to fly though if it's a lot of fucking effort, I don't want to have if it feels like running, then I don't want to fly. If flying feels effortless, like gliding, I'm down. Or like biking down a hill, I'm down. If that is how flying works. But if flying is going to feel like I am feeling every pound that I am and having to work really fucking hard to get from point A to point B, I would never actually be able to fly then. So then I don't want it. But if it's like effortless, I'm down. So if I cannot fly effortlessly, now then what would my superpower be? I feel like I would both want the ability to read minds and regret having the ability to read minds, because people are bitchy, and I don't want people to be able to read my mind. But sometimes I'm real funny in there. You never know. Anyways, so that would be my superpowers. If I can fly easily, doing that. If not, then I want to be able to read people's minds, because I like to have the info. Okay, let's do like a real icebreaker. What day in your life would you like to relive? So the day that like pops to my mind first of the day that I would like to relive the most is probably my wedding day. And that sounds really cute and fun and adorable and whatever, and it has absolutely nothing to do with that. It has everything to do with the night before I got married at our conjoined bachelorette party, whatever. That I went and drove through Whataburger and got some breakfast burrito things, and I had awful food poisoning from those on my wedding day, and I was so sick for like the next 3 or 4 days. So like the first few days of our honeymoon, I was like dying. And like at our wedding, we had so much good food. Like we had like a French fry bar. We had stuffed mushrooms. We had past beignets. We got married in Louisiana. And so it was like a whole Southern to do. And oh my God, we had everything. We had like carved meats and fish and all of it. Not that I was going to eat fish or carved meats, to be honest, but like whatever. We had fruit bars and all of it. I mean, it was amazing. Plus we had 2 really delicious cakes, and I didn't eat a thing because I was so miserable. I was like dying at the reception. Our like wedding planner person was like actually concerned that I was not going to make it through the reception. And we also had like fancy like drinks that were like cocktails that were like, you know, our wedding cocktails, and they were like made specifically for our wedding, and they were themed to it and whatever. And like I couldn't even have any of that either because I felt so terrible. Yeah, so that was that would be a day that I would want to relive. Also because, you know, my wife's cute and I love her. And it was a fun day. And because, okay, here's another thing. If you know me and my wife, Claire, then you know that I am definitely the more emotional and sentimental one than she is. And so, of course, the moment that I saw her, I started bawling, and I could not keep it together. But of course, Claire could keep it together. She was fine. She was perfectly fine through the whole ceremony. I'm a bawling, blubbery mess, and she's just like looking at me like, oh, he's so cute, crying. That's so cute. And I will never let her live that down. I wish she would have at least shed a tear, but she was in full performance mode, and she was like, we've got to keep it together, and we have to make it through this ceremony, and we both can't lose it. So I would like to relive that so that she could at least shed one cute little tear. Or maybe I could keep it together. Who knows? That's probably not going to happen. Anyways, so that would be a day I would relive. That party was awesome. I just wish I felt better. Okay, back to the funny ones. Wow, I slammed that down with authority. Anyways, what 3 things would you do if you were invisible? Wow, I feel like that could go really kinky really quickly. And now that's the only options I'm thinking of, dear Lord. All right. I would definitely, like, there's always those conversations where you want to be a fly on the wall. I would search those out. Like if somebody's breaking up with somebody, like you want to know exactly what's being said. I would totally just like sneak in and just listen and hear all the things. My problem is that I would probably want to respond to things and be like, bitch, she did not say that. You said that, or like whatever. But I would definitely try to be a fly on the wall for those things. I would love to like be in a theater or like a, you know, like a quote unquote typically haunted place and like act, you know, like push things off the table. Like like be a cat and like push a water off the table and freak people out. That would be hilarious. I would literally probably die laughing. That would be so funny if I was invisible. And then what else would I want to do if I was invisible? I would probably, this is what I would do. I would sneak into expensive ass places. My ass would be in that invisibility cloak thing or whatever. I mean, like, I don't know if I can take it off. And honestly, does it matter? No. So if I'm invisible, my ass is flying to Disney for free because they can't see me. And then I'm going to Disney and I'm hanging out. And they're going to wonder why, like, some weird force that they can't sit down on every ride. And I'm just sitting there on Seven Dwarfs Mine Train just all day. Just, like, this one seat that people, like, can't actually sit in. And I'm just, like, riding the ride all day long. That would be me. Or on Everest. Yeah. Big, expensive places, trips I've always wanted to take. Sneak into those bitches for free. That's a good idea. That's a really good idea. If somebody ever grants me like 3 wishes, remind me that that's the one that I'm going to go with. Make me invisible, and I'm going to go to all the places. But I'd rather have like an invisibility cloak, like Harry Potter style. Because then I could just sneak into the place, and then what are they going to do for me? Or what are they going to do to me? Nothing. And then I could take pictures. So I could be like, oh my God, look at me. And like travel the world. And people will be like, how can he afford that? And be like, I don't. I literally have an invisibility cloak. You should get one. Yep. That's 100% what I would do. 5 things that make you happy. 5 things that make me happy. Well, 3 of them are dogs. That would be Kronk, my oldest Great Dane. Jasper, my middle Great Dane, and Thelma, my baby Great Dane. Kronk is almost 3. Yeah, he'll be 3 on November 2nd. That'll be his 3rd birthday, so I guess he's 2.5, whatever. We're not that far into the year. Anyways, and Jasper is 1.5. He'll be 2 in August. And then Thelma is 6 or 7 months old. She's almost, in a couple of days, she'll be 7 months old. So her birthday's October 5th, which is the day before our anniversary, which is the only way I remember that. And I'm pretty sure that Jasper's birthday is August 18th. God, he's such the middle child. I have no idea, and I am a terrible parent. We legitimately missed his first birthday because we are terrible people. We felt really bad. He got like 6 parties after that. Yes, our Great Danes are our babies, and most of you, I'm sure, that are listening to this already know that because a few weeks ago, the wind, we live on top of a mountain, and the wind blew our door, our like glass door, or screen door, whatever you want to call it, blew it open, and I'm shocked it didn't shatter. And that spooked the dogs, and they all ran out the door. And they were lost in the woods. The boys were lost in the woods for 4 days. And Thelma was lost in the woods for 5 days. And we scoured the woods. And all of our friends came out to help support in every way. They were crawling through the woods, hollering for Kronk, Jasper, and Thelma. We were crawling in the creek. We got thrown off of properties. We had to climb fences. I mean, it was a thing. I'll probably do a podcast with my wife on the whole experience because it was insane. And we'll probably end up writing a children's book because it seriously is like that movie with the 2 dogs and the cat. Is it called like Homeward Bound or something like that? Back in the 90s or 2000s. And where they're all like venturing to try to get home, and then they like run into a porcupine and all this crap. Like that is literally like the whole story of our 3 dogs, and I can't believe that they're back. Anyways, so they are definitely 3 of the things that make me the happiest. And then my wife, Claire, makes me pretty happy most of the time. No, just kidding. And then I guess, I don't know, a lot of things make me happy. Theater makes me really happy. I love singing. I am a professionally trained singer, classically trained singer. And so I love singing, but I also recently have discovered that I really love acting, and that I really love dancing. Even though I'm big, I do like to dance. And I like to come together to make something with other people. Like, and that's one of the things that I love about theater, is that you get to come to this room where all of you are new to this situation. Some of you know each other, some of you don't. You get to make these relationships. You get to build this thing together. I mean, you literally get to build a set, but you also like get to build these relationships. You get to build this show. You get to build this, you know, these different musical scenarios. You get to, you know, come together and sweat together for these dance calls and things like that. And it's just, if you have never experienced theater, I hope that someday you get to experience it in some capacity, because it is truly one of the most rewarding things ever. It is also one of the hardest things ever, to have to put everything together from scratch, as a group. I mean, it is, you know, those group projects that you hated in school. It is essentially like working on a group project long enough that you all have to figure out that you have to work together, and that you actually have to put in effort for the thing to actually come across well. So it's one of those group projects that like actually succeeds, and you're like, shit, that's amazing. Why can't all group projects be like this? So that's kind of what theater is. So yeah, those are the 5 things that make me the happiest at the current moment. I'm sure that there's a lot of other things, but you know. Okay, let's do one more. Okay, oh my god, this is a good one. Oh my god, we might have to do 2 more. We're doing 2 more, we're doing 2 more, we're doing 2 more. Okay. Best prank you've ever experienced or planned. Okay, so when I was in high school, me and my friends, on the Saturday before Easter, so like the day before Easter, Silent Saturday, whatever you want to call it. Anyways, we would go out in the middle of the night and we would Easter egg people's houses. Now, I know how that sounds. It's not like that. It's not what you think. It's not what you think. Anyways, okay. So we would spend like all Friday and all Saturday, like hard-boiling eggs, dyeing eggs, making them look cute, whatever. We would also then get like chocolate bunnies and the plastic eggs and fill them with different candies and blah, 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 and make sure they were all wrapped and whatever. Like, you know, all the safe candies. So you weren't just like opening it to like raw dog and jelly beans. Like you weren't, it was, you know, wrapped like Reese's, things like that, whatever. Anyways, so we would all go out and we would all dress in black. Oh my God, we were so dramatic. Lord. Okay, so we would all dress in all black. We had like ski masks, we had gloves, we had boots, whatever. We would all pile in my Buick. I had a Buick Century. I loved that damn thing. It was sparkly blue. It had the best seats. It also bounced like one of those wrap cars on the like Fresh Prince of Bel-Air style. Like it bounced up and down kind of thing. Anyways, okay, sorry, got sidetracked. So we would get in to the Buick and we would drive to, like, we would have a set list of people's houses, usually like our choir teacher or our band teacher or like our pastor or like, you know, other people in our lives that we all knew. And we would go out and we would quote unquote Easter egg their house. And so what we would do is we would put like an Easter basket with like the chocolate bunny and other things on their front porch, and that would be the hardest because there was motion sensor lights and blah 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 blah. But it was the middle of the night, so we had one person that would sneak up there and do that. Then every other person had like a specific bag of candy eggs and like one box or one carton of hard-boiled eggs, and the goal was to hide, quote unquote, hide the candy eggs, the plastic eggs, really easily. So like that's all that they thought they had to look for. And then to hide the hard-boiled eggs really intensely. So that way, a few weeks to months later, the hard-boiled eggs would start to rot and smell bad. So we did that. We made a lot of green hard-boiled eggs and hid them everywhere. We did start to get nicer towards the end of time when I was doing that, and we would in the basket with the bunny, we would tell them how many eggs they needed to look for. That was, I mean, people did think it was like funny enough that when they had kids, they were like, hey, can you actually come do that to our house, but tell us how many eggs there are so we know what to look for. And so we did, and we ended up like I think my nephews have even used that as like a fundraiser for stuff now. Like, it's a good idea. And if you want to steal that idea, go for it. It's a great idea. It's real fun. And you can use it for fundraiser for band. Have parents pay you to come Easter egg their yard. And you can do it as nicely or as meanly as you want. We also sometimes would do streamers in the trees. No one liked that, but it looked cool. And then one time though, y'all, so we were Easter egging the pastor's house, okay? The pastor's house. I want to reiterate that it was the pastor's house, okay? And it was 2 cars worth of us, so it was like 8 or 9 of us. And we get out and we all have like, each of us have a carton, some have streamers, some have the bunny, blah, 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 blah. And we're going out and we're sneaking through these bushes. And we're giving each other signs. We're like, yeah, go that way. Okay, go this way. Shh, everybody down. Like, I mean, we are in full stealth mode. This house had so many motion sensor lights, and we are literally like army crawling across the grass to get to the front door. And we put things on there, and we can hear that they're still like awake, and it's like late at night and they're still awake. And so we're like, crap, we have to be even more quiet. So we're doing it, we're being successful, and then we start to get a little cocky. And so now one of us, like James, I think was the guy that was doing it, was standing on the front porch, and he was tossing the hard-boiled eggs. And so every now and then you could hear a tick, tick. And I was like, James, shut up. And he was like, it's fine. So then all of a sudden the door swings open, and it's the pastor with a baseball bat screaming to get the fuck off of his lawn. And we all freaked out and ran away, and then like ran back, and we were like, don't hurt us, like it's okay, it's just us, like ha 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 ha, we were trying to be funny. But he came out, he was ready to kill us. He was absolutely ready to kill us. I'm not saying that he was wrong, but it was just so funny that it was all of our pastor that came out with a baseball bat, and this man was like 5'2", and this little scrawny dude and bald, and he came out ready to kill people. It was pretty funny. Okay, so that's the best prank that I've ever been a part of, or experienced, to be honest. And so our last one before I wrap this up. If you could take one prop from any movie or a TV set, what would it be? Now, if you know me, you know that I absolutely love the Golden Girls. Love the Golden Girls. And I would probably take, okay, there's a couple props that I would take. Nope, there's 3. God damn it. Okay, sorry. Either the ugly ass Chinese vase that got shot in the episode where they got robbed, and then Rose was really scared and she went and like got a gun, and then she ended up shooting the vase, and And Blanche was on a date, and she opens the door, and she was like, "Oh my God, you shot my vase!" And Rose was like, "Well, at least I didn't shoot Larry," I think was his name, or Harry, Larry or Harry. And Blanche was like, "I'd have rather you shot him." I mean, it was fucking hilarious. Anyways, so I want the Chinese vase, ugly as fuck. Why everything from that show is ugly? Anyways, whatever. So I'd want that vase, however you say that, but it was giant. Or the ugly ass wicker furniture. God, that shit's ugly, but it is iconic, and I would sit on it every day. And then the last thing that I would want from that show is their front door, because if you've never noticed this, now you'll never unsee it. There is like indented into the wood, like an exclamation point in the inside of that door, and I can never not see it. But I just think it would be so cool to have that door. So anyways, yeah, that is what I would take from the Golden Girls set. I mean, honestly, I'd take anything. Some of those tins that they had on the wall in the kitchen looked like penises, and it's really hilarious. Again, things that you will never unsee now when you watch Golden Girls. You're welcome. So anyways, I think that was a very successful Get to Know You episode. I hope that I get to hear all of your responses. I hope you wrote them down. That was a lot of questions. So I hope that you respond to me on all the social medias, the TikTok, the Instagram, the YouTube, all the places, the Facebook, everywhere. Tell me what you would take from a movie or TV set. Tell me your best prank. Tell me all the things. Tell me what you would do if you were invisible. Would you come to Disney with me? That would be great. That would be incredible. We can all, like, we'll wish for a really big cloak. We can fit like 15 people under it. It'll be fabulous. All right, y'all. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for supporting me. Thanks for listening to this. I think this was a really successful second episode, and I am super excited to see where this goes. So, have a great day, bitches, and I will see you later. This was episode 2 of Random Shit with Kyle. Bye!